I never would have thought I'd be giving you guys a review for a fighting game, let alone giving you this review with a pretty big smile on my face. To give you some context about why I'm surprised, you have to realize that I haven't played a fighting game in over 10 years. It was a game type I figured just wasn't for me. Every fighting game I played wouldn't grab my attention, and I felt it was a waste of my time to just fight one character and not have any real depth to it. So like I said, for several years I left this genre on the back burner and focused my attention to other game types. That's until Mortal Kombat 11 came knocking, and I was able to get a copy of the game on my Xbox One X. So I decided, why not give this game a chance and see if fighting games could be something I could get back into. And I have to say, I'm extremely happy I took the time to experience this amazing game, because it's one of those rare moments where you are expecting nothing and are blown away. So this review is going to go into gameplay mechanics of the game, the graphics, the sound, and of course the story, among other little tidbits that the game offers. But before I get into all that good stuff, if you like the video, please hit that like button and that subscribe button. Any support is greatly appreciated. So first up is the gameplay mechanics of the game, which I have to say are extremely detailed and very skill based. As you can see in the gameplay footage, I'm not the best player at all. I just try to survive most of the time and try to get a couple of combos in and a few flying kicks. But as I did the very helpful tutorial, I realized that this game does take a lot of time and practice to truly master. There was a few combos I did that wouldn't register no matter how hard I tried. But as I played the game for hours, I realized the timing and method needed to execute these intricate combos was important. And to top it all off, each character has different inputs with unique abilities that really change the way you play the game and attack different characters. For obvious reasons, this makes the campaign really hard to sit and learn someone, because as the story goes on, you are constantly switching characters because the story has to progress. The best thing I did was go into local fights and play against AI and practice with a bunch of characters, trying to understand which one I like the most. This also helped me understand the environments and the gameplay mechanics on a far deeper level. So I truly recommend everyone do the tutorials and play on local games or CPUs. It will go a long way into actually helping you hone your skills on this game. But let's move on to the graphics of the game, which I have to say impressed me beyond belief. Graphics for fighting games have come along very nicely. The characters in this game look absolutely stunning when you're playing the game. The combos come off fast and fluid, the characters look amazing, and the areas you fight in are absolutely breathtaking. There were moments when I didn't even want to fight my enemies and just look at the background of the level I was on. The lighting in this game really outdoes itself, not to mention the game runs at an extremely solid FPS. I didn't experience a single hitch or frame drop in my entire playthrough, and the HDR is crazy. I know you can't really tell from the video since HDR isn't implemented here, but if you get a chance to see the game on a 4K screen with HDR, please do yourself a favor and try it. The game will blow you away with the colors on display. Almost every single level you fight on has something crazy to look at. And I haven't even gone into the cutscenes, which to me makes the game stand out on its own above almost every other game around. The facial animations and the attention to detail is what makes these cutscenes unique. I honestly felt like I was watching a movie with little gameplay fight mechanics in between. If graphics are something you care about in your games, you won't be disappointed with this game because it's truly awesome to look at. And I have to say, I played this on the Xbox One X, which is probably the best version to play outside of the PC. So if you have that or a PC along with a PS4 Pro, I think you'll be extremely satisfied with the outcome of the graphics. Next up is the sound of the game, which is pretty amazing. Every punch and kick sounds like it has weight behind it. The combos feel brutal, and it truly feels like you're causing massive damage to your opponent. Not to mention the fatalities and brutalities, which if you've seen them online, they are brutal beyond belief. The fatalities and the bone-breaking brutalities are probably one of the most popular aspects of Mortal Kombat, and I have to say, the amount of detail put into those are pretty insane. The graphics and animations attached to them are top-notch, and the sound that the characters make as they're dismembering each other is overly gruesome, and I enjoyed every second of it. All of that is tied into an amazing story with top-notch voice acting. Playing throughout the campaign, I truly felt I was watching a movie with great editing and superb voice acting. It amazes me that this game didn't just rest on its laurels by simply being a great fighting game. Instead, it upped the ante and constructed amazing facial animations and great voice acting along with a great soundtrack to wrap everything together. It was actually kind of cool to see that and see the effort that the developer put into the game. Which brings me to my biggest surprise of the game, which is the story. All I have to say is, wow! The story campaign has countless scenes where I was amazed by the cool cutscenes and the awesome character moments. The story follows our band of heroes trying to stop Kronika, a godlike character who is trying to change history by manipulating time. It brings about a lot of cool scenes for old and new fans of the franchise. Not to mention the action is directed perfectly. You feel like you're right there watching these godlike characters tearing each other apart. You throw in some time travel aspects and the very well done nostalgia factor, and you have a pretty amazing story that all Mortal Kombat fans should experience. The cutscenes associated with the game look particularly amazing. You can tell the studio took their time with the story and respected the source material that came before it. And I have to be honest with everyone, I never thought in a million years I would enjoy a fighting game story more than I enjoyed a lot of other game stories. A lot of my friends and others that have played the game tried to tell me that the story in these games are amazing and that I should really give the game a chance. And I'm so glad I did, because I would never have played the game without my friends pushing me to try it out. But now let's talk about the extra stuff you can do in the game. There's towers in the game, which are like tournament-based brackets. You simply climb your way up a tower and fight each character that's next until you reach the top level. It's a fun side project to do, and a lot of people can get pretty far in the game with it. I played over 15 or 20 towers with all different characters, all the while learning their combos and moves, which was pretty fun. Not to mention learning some fatalities on the way up the tower. I didn't even go into the online portion of the game because I know I would get annihilated by others that know the game far better than I do, but I know there's a lot of replay value with the game there. Oh, and did I mention when you finish a tower with every single character, you get to see a little 45-second to 1-minute short story for that character. It's pretty cool, and I enjoyed watching them for every character. Also, doing the towers really helps you get far more achievements in the game, because the story doesn't give many achievements, which is a bummer, but everything else tied to the game does add a lot of value to your purchase, especially if you love fighters. But I want to wrap this all up by saying, for the longest time, I didn't like fighting games. I would actually ignore them when they released, not giving them any attention. But this game came out, and a lot of my friends that I've met while doing my YouTube channel recommended this game to me. At first, I was very skeptical about the game, but as the release date got closer and closer, I got the itch to play the game, so I decided to dive into the game and give fighters another chance, which has to be one of the best decisions I've made in a really long time when it comes to gaming. I enjoyed the game immensely, to the point I want to play Injustice 1 and 2 since it's made by the same developers. Not to mention, I'm a huge comic book geek who loves to play anything that has superheroes in it. So now I can't wait to jump into another fighting game because of how much I enjoyed this game. But if I had to give this game a score, I would give it an 8.3 out of 10. There's a lot to like in this game, and for true fighting fans, I know they will get countless hours of enjoyment from the game. I mean, the game was so well done that it made me a fan of fighting games again. I don't know how that's possible, but it truly did. But there are little flaws like microtransactions and a couple other little things that people are running into. That's why I docked it, but I hear there's a patch coming for that very soon. But enough about what I think about this game. I want to know what you guys think about it. Have you played Mortal Kombat 11? Is this a game that interests you? Did my review of the game change your mind about the game? Are you not a fighting fan either and maybe are a little skeptical about it? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. Any support helps the channel out more than you know. And you can also follow me on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my videos. Also, follow me on Twitch. The link will be in the description. If you want to hang out and chat with me, I'm very active with my chat and always playing games. I hope to see you guys there. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.